The 1950s were a period of rapid growth in the American automotive market, with many families and businesses turning to pickup trucks for their utility and versatility. However, not every truck engine from this era was a workhorse. Some engines, especially those found in the more affordable pickups, were weak, unreliable, and plagued by constant maintenance issues. Low-income buyers, unable to afford better options, often ended up with trucks powered by these frustratingly poor engines. In this chapter, we'll explore 10 of the most disappointing and problematic truck engines of the 1950s that left drivers underwhelmed and underserved.
Dear viewer, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for your support.
Number 10. The Chevrolet 3100, 1950 to 1954, was part of Chevy's Advanced Design series and quickly became an iconic post-war American truck. While it featured a classic design and marked an early shift toward more comfortable, versatile pickups, it was hampered by an underpowered 216 cubic inch inline-six engine. This engine was not only sluggish, but also plagued with reliability issues, especially in the carburetor, which often led to frequent breakdowns. The 3010 was celebrated for its robust design, durable construction, and stylish look, which made it one of the most recognizable trucks of its time. The 3010 featured rounded fenders, a wide grille, and a split windshield, giving it a distinct look that would influence truck design for years to come. Its aesthetics and sturdy build earned it a loyal following. This model improved on cab space, giving drivers more room and visibility. Although still basic, the interior was more comfortable than previous models, signaling a move toward more driver-friendly designs. The 3010 was offered with different bed lengths and payload capacities, making it a versatile choice. This flexibility catered to a range of light-duty needs. While the 3010 had a reputation for durability, its 216 cubic inch inline-six engine was a frequent source of frustration. With an output of around 90 horsepower, the 216 cubic inch engine lacked power, especially under load or on inclines. This made the truck sluggish and difficult to drive at higher speeds, limiting its utility for longer trips or hauling tasks. The 216's carburetor was prone to clogging and malfunctioning, which often led to rough idling and stalling. These issues required frequent cleaning or replacement, adding to maintenance costs and time. The 216 engine used an outdated oil splash lubrication system instead of a more modern pressurized system. This made it less effective at handling high temperatures, which could lead to engine wear and overheating. Due to the lack of a full-pressure oiling system, the 216 engine was not as long-lasting as other engines of its time, with frequent rebuilds needed to keep it running reliably. While the Chevrolet 3100 looked rugged and was indeed built with durability in mind, its performance issues prevented it from being as reliable as some owners would have liked. Frequent carburetor issues, combined with the need to manually adjust valves and maintain the splash lubrication system, made the 3010 more maintenance-intensive than other models. The 3010's engine was better suited to low-speed, light-duty tasks. Its lack of power made highway driving impractical and limited its ability to handle heavier loads. This made it a poor choice for anyone needing a more versatile truck. While Chevrolet did make incremental improvements to the 3100 over the years, the engine's core design was already behind the times. Many owners found themselves disappointed with the truck's inability to keep pace with more modern vehicles. The Chevrolet 3100 was beloved for its design and build quality, but its underpowered engine and high-maintenance needs made ownership more burdensome than expected. Its classic look contributed to its lasting appeal, yet the sluggish performance and frequent carburetor problems led to mixed reviews. Today, the Chevrolet 3100, 1950 to 1954, remains a collector's favorite for its vintage appeal, and many restorers have opted to replace the original engine with modern alternatives for improved reliability and performance. Despite its shortcomings, it's seen as a cultural icon and a symbol of post-war American craftsmanship. The Chevrolet 3100 from 1950 to 1954 brought style and innovation to the pickup market, but was ultimately hindered by its 216 inline-six engine, which was underpowered and prone to carburetor issues. Its classic design ensures it remains a beloved part of automotive history, but its mechanical flaws limited its potential during its original production run. Number 9, the Ford F1, 1950 to 1952, was part of Ford's iconic F-Series lineup, establishing the brand as a major player in the post-war truck market. Known for its rugged design and classic styling, the F1 featured the flathead V8, a well-known engine that was widely regarded for its simplicity and ease of maintenance. However, despite its reputation as a solid workhorse, this engine was underpowered by modern standards and prone to overheating, especially when the truck was loaded or used for more demanding tasks. The Ford F1 combined functionality with appealing aesthetics, showcasing the early design language that would later define Ford's F-Series. The F1's design featured a broad, rounded grille, a wider cab, and distinctive lines that gave it an iconic look. Its styling made it one of the most recognizable trucks of its era, embodying the rugged simplicity of 1950s pickups. The F1 was designed with more driver comfort in mind than previous models, offering a wider and taller cab. This provided more interior space, making the truck more suitable for daily use, whether for work or personal needs. Ford built the F1 with a robust frame and improved suspension, which made it more capable of handling rough roads and moderate loads. This durability was one of the truck's strengths, though it didn't fully compensate for the engine's limitations. While the flathead V8 was a popular engine at the time, it struggled to meet the demands of heavy use, which led to several recurring performance issues. The flathead V8 produced around 100 horsepower, which, while sufficient for light-duty tasks, left the F1 underpowered when dealing with heavier loads or towing. This limited its utility for more demanding applications. The flathead I8 design was known to run hot, and when the F1 was pushed to its limits, especially in warmer conditions or under heavy loads, overheating became a frequent problem. Owners often needed to add auxiliary cooling solutions or limit the truck's use in demanding situations. The engine's low RPM range limited its power output and made it challenging to drive efficiently at higher speeds or when climbing hills. The sluggish acceleration and top speed made highway driving difficult, restricting the F1's practicality for longer trips. The flathead V8 design was aging by the early 1950s, and while it was a reliable engine for its time, its lack of technological advancements, such as improved cooling and fuel efficiency, made it feel dated compared to newer engine designs. The Ford F1's durability and reliability were balanced by its engine's limitations, which impacted its usability in more challenging scenarios. Overheating was a common issue, particularly under heavy use or in warmer climates. This required owners to be cautious about overloading the truck, as consistent overheating could lead to engine damage and costly repairs. While the F1 could handle light to medium-duty work, its lack of horsepower and torque made it impractical for owners needing a more versatile work truck capable of towing or transporting heavier loads. The flathead V8 was easy to repair, but required frequent maintenance to keep running smoothly, especially in terms of cooling. This made the F1 more high maintenance than later models with more efficient engine designs. The Ford F1 enjoyed significant popularity due to its style, durability, and Ford's strong brand reputation. However, as competitors introduced more powerful and efficient engines, the F1's underpowered flathead V8 and tendency to overheat became more evident, affecting its appeal for more demanding users. Today, the Ford F1, 1950 to 1952, is a highly sought-after classic, cherished by collectors for its vintage design and historical significance in Ford's lineup. Many enthusiasts have restored these models, often modifying the engines to improve performance and reliability. The Ford F1, 1950 to 1952, combined classic styling and a rugged build, but its flathead V8 engine was underpowered and prone to overheating under heavy loads. While it holds a special place in automotive history as part of the early F-Series legacy, its engine limitations were a source of frustration for owners, making it a less than ideal choice for heavy-duty applications. Number 8, the International Harvester L110, 1950 to 1952, was part of IH's L-Series trucks, aimed at both agricultural users and commercial operators looking for a rugged and dependable work vehicle. Known for its distinctive design and utilitarian approach, the L110 featured a six-cylinder engine that, while reliable for basic tasks, was underpowered for more demanding work. Many owners found that the engine struggled with acceleration and frequently overheated under heavy loads, making it less suited for challenging or high-speed driving. The L110 was praised for its rugged appearance, simple engineering, and comfortable cab. Features that International Harvester promoted to appeal to users who needed a no-frills work truck. The L110 had a boxy, utilitarian look with a tall, wide grille and a rounded cab. This design provided a commanding presence and was built to emphasize function over form. International Harvester designed the L110's cab with added headroom and width, which was more comfortable compared to previous models. This was a step toward the more driver-friendly pickup interiors that would become standard in later decades. The truck's frame and suspension were built to handle rough rural roads and light-duty hauling. While it was durable, the truck's capability was still limited by the power of its engine. The six-cylinder engine in the L110 was designed for basic, low-speed tasks, but had notable drawbacks when it came to acceleration, power, and cooling. The engine produced only modest horsepower, which made acceleration sluggish, especially when the truck was loaded. This lack of power limited the truck's usefulness in more demanding jobs, such as hauling or towing. Under heavy loads or in warmer temperatures, the engine often overheated. This was exacerbated by the engine's limited cooling capacity, which made the truck unreliable for extended or intensive use. The L110 struggled with acceleration, making it impractical for high-speed or highway driving. This issue was particularly problematic for drivers who needed to make frequent stops or navigate inclines, as the engine's low power output required considerable time to reach even moderate speeds. The engine was simple, but this simplicity also meant that it lacked more advanced components, such as an efficient cooling system or improved fuel delivery, which would have enhanced performance. This outdated design left the engine underpowered compared to newer competitors. The L110 was reliable for light work, but its engine performance limited its versatility and made it challenging for those needing more than basic functionality from their trucks. Frequent overheating when the truck was pushed to its limits was a major reliability concern, especially for those using it for rural or farm work. This problem often required owners to stop work to let the engine cool down or even invest in aftermarket cooling solutions. With slow acceleration and limited power, the L110 was impractical for many tasks that required quick maneuvering or navigating hills. This limited its value to users who needed a more flexible vehicle. Although the engine was generally low maintenance, the lack of adequate power and cooling made it less durable for heavy use, which could lead to breakdowns in shortened engine life. The International Harvester L110 was praised for its rugged design and reliability for lighter duties, but its underpowered engine and overheating issues affected its reputation among owners who required a more capable work truck. It filled a niche for farmers and small business owners who valued durability over performance, but the limitations of the six-cylinder engine prevented it from competing with trucks that could handle a wider range of tasks. Today, the L110, 1950 to 1952, is remembered as a reliable workhorse for light tasks and is often appreciated by collectors for its simplicity and vintage styling. However, the engine issues have led many restorers to replace or upgrade the original engine to improve usability. The International Harvester L110 is a classic example of a truck designed for reliability rather than power. Its underpowered six-cylinder engine and propensity to overheat under heavy loads limited its appeal to those with light-duty needs. While it remains a nostalgic piece of automotive history, the L110's performance limitations made it less versatile than some competitors, impacting its reputation among users needing a truck for more intensive tasks. Number 7, the Chevrolet 3600, 1951 to 1955, part of Chevrolet's Advanced Design series, was a mid-size pickup intended to bridge the gap between light-duty and heavy-duty trucks. It featured the 216 cubic inch Thriftmaster inline-six engine, which was known for its reliability and fuel efficiency. While this engine was easy to maintain and quite durable, it was severely underpowered, especially when it came to hauling or towing heavier loads, which limited the 3600's effectiveness as a work truck for demanding tasks. Chevrolet's advanced design series, including the 3600, was celebrated for its classic styling, sturdy build, and improved comfort over previous models. The 3600 had a streamlined design with a rounded front grille, sloped fenders, and a wider, more spacious cab. These trucks had a timeless look that made them some of the most recognizable Chevrolet trucks of the era. Compared to pre-war models, the cab was designed with more room and comfort, offering better visibility, a larger bench seat, and more headroom. It was functional, with a no-nonsense interior, aimed at drivers who would spend long days behind the wheel. The 3600 had a sturdy frame, capable of withstanding rough terrain and moderate loads. This rugged build quality was one of its strengths, even if the engine couldn't fully match its potential in terms of power. The 216 cubic inch Thriftmaster inline-six engine was known for its simplicity and reliability, but it had severe limitations when put to the test with more challenging work. The Thriftmaster engine produced only about 92 horsepower, which was sufficient for light tasks, but quickly showed its limitations with heavier loads or when climbing hills. This lack of power often made the truck struggle in demanding situations, such as towing or carrying heavy cargo. The engine's low horsepower meant that acceleration was slow, making highway driving difficult. The truck had a hard time reaching and maintaining higher speeds, especially with any load in the bed, and would lag behind other vehicles on the road. Although the Thriftmaster was fuel efficient, it was not equipped with modern cooling systems, which sometimes led to overheating during strenuous tasks or in hot climates. This made the truck less reliable in demanding environments where it was expected to work long hours. The engine would frequently be strained when used for tasks beyond its intended scope, such as hauling or towing. This led to accelerated wear and tear, as the engine components weren't designed to handle sustained heavy loads. The Chevrolet 3600 was reliable for light and moderate work, but its engine's lack of power restricted its functionality as a versatile work truck. While not as severe as some other models of its era, the 3600 could overheat when subjected to heavy use for extended periods. This problem was primarily due to the engine being strained, as well as limited cooling capabilities. The low power output and slow acceleration made the 3600 less than ideal for highway driving or transporting loads over long distances. It was best suited for short trips or local use, especially in rural areas where lower speeds were more common. Although reliable, the Thriftmaster engine required more frequent maintenance when regularly pushed to its limits. For owners who used the truck for more intensive tasks, wear on engine components meant more frequent repairs and service. The Chevrolet 3600 was generally well received by those who needed a dependable, mid-sized truck for light work. Its Thriftmaster engine was durable but severely underpowered, making it unsuitable for heavier applications and diminishing its appeal among users needing a versatile, all-purpose truck. However, its simplicity and reliability for basic tasks have cemented its place as a classic, and it's now appreciated by collectors for its nostalgic value. Today, many 3600s are restored and modified, often with engine upgrades to improve performance and make them more suitable for modern use, especially since the original engine's power limitations are no longer acceptable for contemporary driving standards. The Chevrolet 3600, 1951 to 1955, stands as a symbol of Chevrolet's early success in the truck market, valued for its durability and iconic style. However, its underpowered Thriftmaster engine and limited capability for hauling or towing restricted its use for serious work. While perfect for light-duty tasks, the 3600's lack of power limited its versatility, making it better suited as a collector's item than a heavy-duty work truck. Number 6, the Chevrolet Task Force 3200, 1955 to 1959, was part of Chevrolet's iconic Task Force truck series, introduced to replace the Advanced Design series. The Task Force trucks were celebrated for their modern styling and updated features, but the 3200 model, specifically, was limited by its inline-six engine, which was reliable yet underpowered for serious work tasks. The Task Force series introduced several innovations and a stylish new design, departing from the rounded look of the advanced design trucks. The 3200 featured a more streamlined design, a wraparound windshield, and a bold front grille. These stylistic choices were a hit, and the truck was considered sleek and modern for the 1950s, appealing to both commercial users and the general public. Chevrolet designed the interior with more comfort in mind, offering a wider bench seat, better visibility, and basic amenities that were previously unavailable in trucks. The improved cab design made the Task Force series more attractive for those who needed a truck for both work and daily driving. The Task Force trucks were available in two-tone paint options, adding to their aesthetic appeal and making them stand out among competitors. The 235 cubic inch inline-six Thriftmaster engine was a carryover from previous Chevrolet models. It was dependable and fuel-efficient, but underpowered for the type of hauling and towing that many truck owners required. The inline-six produced only around 123 horsepower, which, while serviceable for light tasks, was inadequate for heavier work. This lack of power significantly restricted the truck's ability to handle meaningful loads or tackle rugged terrain. The 3200's inline-six could not handle heavy loads without straining, and its limited torque output made it slow to accelerate, especially when carrying cargo. Owners frequently found the engine struggling on inclines or when towing, an issue for a vehicle marketed as a work truck. At a time when highways and interstates were expanding, the underpowered engine made highway driving challenging. The 3200's lack of high-speed capability meant it lagged in performance compared to competitors and limited its practicality for long-distance hauling. While the engine was reliable, its low power made it more suited for moderate, daily work than for heavy-duty applications. The engine was often seen as dependable but outdated, as it lacked the strength and efficiency of newer powertrains entering the market. The Task Force 3200 was well-suited for users who needed a reliable truck for light-duty work. However, it fell short when used for more demanding applications, as the inline-six engine couldn't keep up with heavier loads or high-speed highway driving. The truck was ideal for light commercial use, such as farm work, but consistently underperformed when asked to tow or carry heavy cargo. Many owners found the truck unsuitable for heavy work due to the engine's limited power output. The truck was best suited for short trips or rural settings, where its lack of power wasn't as much of an issue. However, for owners who needed to use it on highways or for longer commutes, the underpowered engine was a major drawback. The 3200's suspension was designed more for durability than comfort, and combined with the lackluster power, it often made for a rough ride when carrying loads. The handling also struggled under weight, which diminished the truck's reliability for demanding tasks. The Chevrolet Task Force 3200 was popular among users who appreciated its modern design and reliability for lighter tasks. However, its underpowered inline-six engine limited its appeal among those looking for a more capable, versatile work truck. As Chevrolet moved into the 1960s, there was a clear demand for trucks with stronger engines, leading to the introduction of more powerful V8 options in subsequent models. Today, the Task Force 3200 is remembered for its style and as an emblem of mid-century truck design, and it's often sought after by collectors who appreciate its classic look. However, it's common for restored models to feature engine swaps to overcome the original power limitations and meet modern performance standards. The Chevrolet Task Force 3200, 1955 to 1959, remains a classic, iconic for its design and early Chevy reliability, but it was hampered by the underpowered 235 cubic inch inline-six engine. While perfect for light, everyday tasks, the engine's limitations meant the 3200 couldn't match up to the demands of heavy-duty work. Number 5. The Dodge Job-rated trucks, 1950 to 1953, marketed as versatile and capable work trucks, suffered from their outdated flathead six-cylinder engine. This engine design, while durable, was significantly underpowered for serious hauling or towing tasks, making these trucks less competitive in a rapidly modernizing market. Dodge introduced the job-rated line to emphasize that each truck was built with a specific job in mind, from light to heavy-duty applications. However, the engine choice often proved inadequate for owners who needed a truly capable workhorse. The Dodge job-rated trucks retained a conservative, straightforward design with a functional look, and Dodge emphasized their practicality for different commercial needs. While they did feature improvements in ergonomics and load distribution, the engine choice compromised overall performance. The job-rated trucks were straightforward and utilitarian, with minimal frills. Dodge's focus was on delivering a practical vehicle capable of handling everyday work, emphasizing cargo capacity and durability. Dodge offered various bed lengths and weight classes, allowing customers to select a model that best suited their needs. Despite this customization, the engines were not well matched to heavier-duty configurations, causing the trucks to underperform when compared to rivals. Built with rugged materials and a simple layout, the job-rated trucks were intended to be dependable and easy to repair, though their lack of power severely limited their versatility. The primary engine offered was a flathead inline-six in either 217 or 230 cubic inch configurations, with horsepower ratings generally below 100 horsepower. These engines were reliable for light loads but struggled with both power and efficiency, making them ill-suited for many work applications. The flathead six-cylinder produced modest horsepower, which restricted the trucks to light-duty tasks. Its lack of torque was a particular disadvantage in hauling or towing applications, where more power was needed for acceleration and handling heavy loads. Owners often found that the job-rated trucks couldn't handle significant weight without losing performance. Hauling or towing caused the engine to strain, and prolonged use under heavy load led to excessive wear, particularly on the transmission and cooling systems. Despite the low power output, the job-rated trucks didn't offer particularly good fuel economy. The flathead design was inherently inefficient, burning more fuel than was expected for its limited horsepower output, which increased operating costs for commercial users. By the early 1950s, the flathead engine was an aging technology, with competitors increasingly using more efficient and powerful overhead valve engines. Dodge's reluctance to upgrade left the job-rated trucks at a disadvantage, especially in the light of shifting industry standards. For buyers who needed a light-duty truck for simple day-to-day tasks, the job-rated trucks were functional enough. However, for commercial users needing more from a truck, the Dodge flathead engine was often seen as a weak point. The trucks were also slower to adopt features such as more advanced suspension systems, leading to complaints about ride comfort, especially when hauling loads. While job-rated trucks were marketed as versatile and job-specific, many owners found they were paying for a capability that didn't translate into actual performance. The trucks struggled to keep up with competitors offering similar configurations with better engines. Suspension and handling weren't as refined as competing models, and the truck often felt unstable when fully loaded. This lack of stability, combined with the low-power engine, made the job-rated trucks ill-suited for some work applications, such as transporting heavy materials over long distances. The Flathead 6 was relatively durable, but required regular maintenance, especially when used under load. Components such as the fuel pump and carburetor were known to wear quickly with heavy-duty use, and breakdowns under load were not uncommon, which hurt the truck's reliability perception. The Dodge job-rated trucks were well regarded for their rugged build and customization options, but their weak flathead 6 engines held them back. As the 1950s progressed, Dodge faced increasing competition from Ford and Chevrolet, which were moving towards more advanced engine designs. The job-rated series left a modest legacy, respected by some for its utilitarian charm, but largely outclassed by competitors in power and capability. Today, these trucks are sometimes collected for their nostalgic value, particularly due to their distinctive vintage styling. However, they often receive engine swaps or performance modifications to address the underpowered factory Flathead 6, making them more practical for modern-day driving and light hauling. Number 4, the Studebaker Transar, 1956 to 1959, was a light-duty pickup truck known for its distinctive design and practical features. Despite its unique styling and versatility, the Transar struggled significantly with performance and reliability due to its underwhelming small V8 engine. Engine performance and limitations. The Transtar's small V8 engine was one of its most significant drawbacks. While it aimed to provide adequate power for light-duty tasks, it often fell short in both torque and overall performance. The small V8 engine produced modest horsepower, but lacked the necessary torque for effective hauling or towing. This deficiency made it unsuitable for heavy-duty tasks, limiting its appeal to consumers needing a robust work truck. Owners reported frequent mechanical issues, particularly with the engine and associated components. The small V8's design and production quality often led to breakdowns, resulting in a reputation for unreliability. The truck struggled with acceleration, particularly when loaded. This sluggish performance was a common complaint, making it less desirable for users needing prompt delivery or transport capabilities. While light-duty trucks are generally expected to be economical, the Transtar's engine design did not provide satisfactory fuel efficiency, leading to higher operational costs for users. The Transtar's design aimed to blend style with utility, but its mechanical issues overshadowed these advantages. The combination of a small engine and lack of torque limited the truck's payload capacity. Many owners found that they could not carry as much as competing models, impacting its utility for commercial applications. The suspension setup was not optimized for heavy loads, leading to a rough ride, especially when carrying anything near its maximum payload. This affected driver and passenger comfort. Frequent breakdowns meant that maintenance was often needed sooner than expected. Parts availability could be a challenge, particularly as the Studebaker brand declined in popularity during this era. The Studebaker Transar has become somewhat of a niche collectible over the years, appreciated for its unique design and historical significance, rather than its performance capabilities. It represents an era when Studebaker was trying to innovate in a competitive truck market, but ultimately its shortcomings held it back. The Transar was positioned against strong competitors like Chevrolet, Ford, and Dodge, all of which offered more powerful and reliable trucks. As a result, the Transar struggled to find its footing in the market and did not enjoy the commercial success Studebaker had hoped for. The Studebaker Transar, 1956 to 1959, stands out for its unique styling and practical configurations, but its small V8 engine's lack of torque and reliability issues hindered its appeal as a dependable work truck. While it may attract collectors today, its performance issues are a reminder of the challenges faced by manufacturers during a transitional period in the automotive industry. Number 3, the Chevrolet Apache, 1958 to 1959, was part of Chevrolet's Task Force series of pickup trucks, known for their bold styling and various configurations tailored for work and everyday use. However, the Apache faced significant challenges regarding engine performance, particularly with its inline-six engine, which affected its overall reliability and usability. The inline-six engine in the Chevrolet Apache was a significant aspect of its overall performance profile. Unfortunately, it became infamous for several issues that hampered the truck's usability. One of the most common complaints about the Apache's inline-six engine was its tendency to overheat, especially under heavy loads or in warm weather. This issue often led to frustrating breakdowns and necessitated frequent maintenance to keep the engine running smoothly. The inline-six engine produced limited horsepower, which affected the truck's ability to perform tasks requiring power, such as towing or carrying heavy loads. This deficiency made it less competitive against other models equipped with more powerful V8 options. The Apache's performance was characterized by sluggish acceleration, particularly when loaded. This made it less appealing for consumers who needed a truck capable of quick starts and responsive handling. Although inline-six engines are typically expected to be more fuel efficient, the Apache's engine struggled with efficiency, particularly when pushing against its performance limitations. This resulted in higher operating costs for owners who use the truck for commercial purposes. The Chevrolet Apache was designed as a reliable work truck, but its engine limitations significantly impacted its practicality and appeal. The combination of overheating issues and poor horsepower limited the truck's ability to handle substantial loads effectively. Many users found the Apache inadequate for serious work tasks, especially compared to competitors that offered stronger engines. The Apache's ride was not particularly smooth, especially when fully loaded. The truck's suspension system, while functional, did not provide the level of comfort expected by some drivers, especially for those using it as a daily driver. The overheating issues often required owners to be vigilant about engine maintenance. Frequent cooling system checks and repairs became common, adding to the overall ownership costs and frustrations for users. While the Chevrolet Apache, 1958 to 1959, is remembered fondly by some for its classic design, its performance issues, particularly with the inline-six engine, hindered its commercial success. As a result, it struggled against rivals offering more powerful and reliable options. During the late 1950s, Chevrolet was competing with Ford and Dodge, both of which offered trucks with more robust engine options and superior performance. The Apache's shortcomings limited its appeal in a competitive marketplace. Today, the Chevrolet Apache holds a nostalgic place in the hearts of classic truck enthusiasts. Many collectors appreciate its vintage styling, even if its performance capabilities were less than ideal. Restoration projects often involve engine upgrades or swaps to address the original inline-six's limitations, making them more suitable for modern driving conditions. The Chevrolet Apache, 1958 to 1959, is a notable example of a truck that combined attractive design with practical features but faltered due to the performance limitations of its inline-six engine. While it has found a second life among collectors and restorers, its legacy serves as a reminder of the importance of reliable performance in the pickup truck segment. Number 2, the Dodge D100 Sweepside, 1957 to 1959, is a classic pickup truck that stands out for its unique styling and innovative features. Part of Dodge's D-Series, the D100 Sweepside is particularly noted for its distinct bodywork, including a unique tailgate and sweeping fender lines. However, its performance was hindered by mechanical issues, particularly concerning the six-cylinder engine. The six-cylinder engine in the Dodge D100 Sweepside was a crucial component, but it often fell short in terms of reliability and performance. One of the most significant issues with the D100 six-cylinder engine was its tendency to suffer from timing belt failures. These problems could lead to serious engine damage if not addressed promptly, making maintenance critical for owners. Frequent timing belt replacements were necessary to keep the engine running smoothly. The Slant 6 engine was known for its durability, but often lacked sufficient power for a truck of its size. The engine's performance was frequently criticized for being sluggish, particularly when under load. This made it less suitable for heavy-duty tasks, such as towing or carrying significant cargo. Drivers often noted the D100's slow acceleration, especially when the truck was loaded. This sluggishness impacted its usability for users who needed a truck that could respond quickly to driving demands. Despite being a six-cylinder engine, the D100 Sweepside did not offer impressive fuel economy, especially in comparison to its competitors. Owners often found that the truck consumed more fuel than expected, leading to higher operating costs over time. The Dodge D100 Sweepside was designed as a functional truck, but its engine limitations affected its overall practicality and appeal. The combination of a weak engine and timing belt issues limited the truck's ability to handle heavy loads effectively. Many users found that they could not utilize the full potential of the D100 for commercial work, as it struggled to carry substantial weights. The D100's ride quality was often criticized, especially when compared to competitors. The suspension system was not optimized for heavy loads, resulting in a bumpy ride, particularly when the truck was loaded. The need for frequent timing, belt changes, and engine checks added to the overall maintenance burden for owners. Many found that the truck required more attention than they had anticipated, which could deter potential buyers. The Dodge D100 Sweepside, 1957 to 1959, remains a unique entry in the classic truck market, recognized for its distinctive design and features. However, its engine performance issues hindered its commercial success and overall popularity. Competing against strong offerings from Chevrolet and Ford during the late 1950s, the D100 struggled to find its footing in the market. Its engine problems made it less appealing to consumers who needed reliable performance from their trucks. Today, the Dodge D100 swept side is appreciated by collectors for its unique styling and vintage appeal. Restoration projects often involve engine upgrades to address the original 6-cylinder's limitations, enhancing its performance and making it more suitable for modern driving conditions. The Dodge D100 swept side, 1957 to 1959, is a classic truck that offers a distinctive aesthetic and practical configurations. However, its 6-cylinder engine's timing belt problems and poor power delivery significantly impacted its usability and reliability. While it has become a collectible item among classic truck enthusiasts, its performance shortcomings serve as a reminder of the importance of robust engineering in the pickup truck segment. Number 1. The GMC 100 Fleetside, 1958 to 1959, is a classic pickup truck that exemplifies the design and engineering trends of the late 1950s. Part of GMC's light-duty truck lineup, the Fleetside models were known for their stylish aesthetics and practical utility. However, while the inline-6 engine was recognized for its reliability, it was often criticized for its lack of power, which affected overall performance. The inline-6 engine in the GMC 100 Fleetside was a defining feature of the truck, but it came with notable drawbacks. While the inline-6 engine was known for its reliability, it was significantly underpowered compared to the competing V8 options available at the time. With limited horsepower, the truck struggled to achieve high speeds, making it less suitable for highway driving and quick acceleration. Drivers often found the GMC 100 challenging to drive at high speeds. The engine's lack of power meant that the truck could feel sluggish, especially when merging onto highways or navigating inclines. This characteristic limited its appeal to those who needed a more versatile vehicle for various driving conditions. When loaded with cargo, the inline-6 engine's limitations became more pronounced. The truck had difficulty maintaining speed and handling, particularly on steep grades or during long trips. This lack of power hindered its utility for commercial users who required a truck capable of handling significant loads. Although the inline-6 was generally known for better fuel efficiency than larger engines, the GMC 100's performance limitations could lead to less optimal fuel usage. Drivers often reported that they didn't see the expected benefits of an inline-6 when factoring in the engine's struggles to maintain power and speed. The GMC 100 Fleetside was designed to be a functional pickup truck, but its engine performance impacted its overall practicality. The combination of low power and strain under load meant that the GMC 100 Fleetside could not carry as much as some competitors equipped with more powerful engines. Users often found themselves unable to utilize the full potential of the truck for heavy-duty tasks. The truck's performance issues also affected ride quality. Under load, the GMC 100 could feel unstable, particularly on rough or uneven surfaces, leading to an uncomfortable driving experience for passengers and drivers alike. While the engine was reliable, the overall driving experience led to concerns about maintenance and the need for more frequent checks, particularly as owners attempted to maximize performance under challenging conditions. The GMC 100 Fleetside, 1958 to 1959, has a unique place in the history of classic trucks, admired for its styling, yet often overshadowed by competitors offering more robust performance. Competing against models from Ford and Chevrolet, the GMC 100 struggled to capture a larger market share due to its power limitations. Consumers often opted for trucks with more powerful engine options, especially as highway driving became more common in the late 1950s. Today, the GMC 100 Fleetside is recognized as a collectible classic, appreciated for its vintage design and unique features. Many enthusiasts value the truck for its aesthetic and nostalgic qualities, even if its original performance was lacking. Restoration projects often include engine upgrades to enhance power and drivability, making them more suitable for modern use. The GMC 100 Fleetside, 1958 to 1959, remains a noteworthy example of late 1950s truck design, offering a unique blend of style and utility. However, its inline-6 engine's low power output and struggles with high-speed driving significantly impacted its overall usability. While it is a cherished classic among collectors today, The performance issues of the GMC 100 serve as a reminder of the importance of engine capability in the pickup truck market.